Hi, this is Patrick McCarthy from Taipak Flexible Packaging. We get a lot of customers asking us about bleeds on bags, and I know in different industries it means different things, but for us what bleeds really mean is a way for us to kind of work the design on the pouch so that it actually looks its best, its optimum. And just for quick knowledge for those who don't know, all bags, whether it's this bag that we have here or any other printed bag, all originate from a sheet of roll like this, and it's either the bag itself is turned into a bag from the bag converter, or it actually can be turned into a bag in a case of like potato chips when it goes through a filling system. So the customer will take that whole roll, they'll put it through on the machine, and the chips will be filled into the bag. So real quick, is two ways. It comes in roll, you turn it into a bag in production, or you actually have a bag and then you fill it yourself with another way. So let's talk about bleeds. Bleeds to us are things on the edge of the bag. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to ensure that the bag looks as good as possible. And sometimes in the design, the left side of this bag and the right side of the bag don't match. And you may see bits of the bag going over. And a lot of people go, I don't know what you mean by that, Pat. So what we're saying is that this bag was made from a roll stock. So we just kind of made some quick examples here. So imagine that this bag is just stacked on a roll like this. The machine cuts it, folds it, seals it, and makes a bag, which sounds very simple, right? But the problem is when you have a look at this design, as you cut each piece, you basically, it's never perfect. So about 2 mm of registration change. So as it cuts it, you might get a little bit of that one part of this image that appeared from here, and as they turned it into the bag, and you'll see this color pop up. And from a retail perspective, you go, well, that doesn't look very good. So we add a bleed. In this case, it's a good example where the left side, this white bar and this white bar match, so we don't need a bleed. But this is a little bit more complicated than that because the bag has cloud imagery here and it has cloud imagery here, and we should have a bleed. But because the colors kind of blend in with each other, we're never gonna visually see that. Same as with the grass, right? But let's look at a bag where this would be a kind of a challenge. We've got a Left Coast Naturals Hippie Chips here. And as you can see, we're right in the bottom here, we've got ourselves a little white bleed. And why is that? Is because if the design went right to the edge here and right to the edge here, and we cut that bag and turned it into a bag, we might get a little bit of coconut up here over here or a little bit of red up here over here. So that's not gonna make the customer happy. And so we always try to sort of help them with that process. Other ways you can do that, of course, maybe this design is a bit different. We put a complete white bleed here. So if you look at the bag, it looks really good, but this white line is going to ensure that we don't have the image moving over either side. And of course, it's a very complex image, so it's very hard to those mistakes will pop out very quickly. And so now that I've pointed out a bleed, you'll see the bleed. But it's kind of funny. It's one of those things, when you see it, I point it out to you, you go, oh, that's got a bleed on it, a color bleed or a clear bleed. But most of your consumers are not gonna go, oh, this is an interesting bag. By the way, they've got this nice little bleed on the edge. It's kind of like no one would know but you and I. So here's another one, for example, where you're seeing this edge along here. Now for us, what we always say to folks is, be conscious of the bleed, but don't get worried about it. So bleeds are important, but the best thing to do is to get your design going 100% how you want it. Give that kind of design to Taipak, and then we'll sort of guide you through that process of what bleeds you need, or if you need one or not, and suggestions from our own design and product specialists. This is Pat McCarthy. Hope you have enjoyed this little 101 on packaging around bleeds, but reach out to Taipak anytime and we can help you make your product look the best it can be. Thank you very much.